Okay, so here I get going with a brand new session. Now there were a few things for last session that I was a little bit unsure about. One thing I'm sure about is that long legs is about to come and start charging at me, so I might as well start fast traveling to wherever is closest to the Graveyard, which is all the way over here, since first of all that is our next mainline quest to be tackling, and second of all that's exactly the thing I was alluding to when I was saying about how I was uncertain of a few things last session. I said, to quote yours truly, I'm not going to fast travel just so I can take in all of the beauty of this game and just naturally run from place to place on the back of a mount. All of that was a fucking lie, because as you guys could tell, I just fast travelled right in front of your very eyes. And second of all, I was also unsure about what edits I would make. All of this is going to be completely unedited. You're not going to get any sort of clips that I'm talking about or images of things that, you know, correspond to the current conversation, all because the whole idea of this series is to act as a long play in 30-minute increments, mind you, with no editing, so that then you guys can see this sharply contrasted to the highly edited highlights reel I will make for the main channel later on. Either way, we now need a mount, another one at that, and by we I mean me, so let's be grabbing this here medical supply that might be doing. And where's our mount at? Ah, there he is. Exactly who I was looking for, you know. I was just talking about you here. Good old charger old buddy. Don't worry, it was all good stuff. Anyway, fast travel towards the Graveyard. We still have several thousand feet to go, but on the bright side, along the journey we can be picking up plenty upon plenty of medical supplies and freeze rhyme routes and all sorts, as well as get spotted by things that seem to be right behind us, but you know, we're just going to ignore that and move on. Because if we learn anything from them sawtooths, it's that never should I ever engage in combat in a video game unless I absolutely must, because I suck at this game and I will likely die. And I think that's a good message to have taken home from that encounter, to be honest. You know, it was lucky that I didn't die against them sawtooths, though granted they'd lose just about every single medical supply I had, but still, they'd die all the same. That's what matters in the end, isn't it? Okay, we've got a show walk aside, but that's not my main concern right now. My main concern is this guy. Okay, we gotta get off our mount so then we have a better chance at shooting this guy. There you go. Okay, we gotta get out of here now that that guy's down and no longer blocking our path. Ouch. Yeah, that was a nasty hit that I just took to the face and I didn't much appreciate it. Luckily for us, that's why I have some running ability. It's a very fine ability, that running ability right there. And oh boy, of course, just about everything sees us. Is there a single thing in this entirety, or in the entirety of this universe even, that can just not see me for once? Can everything just, you know, peel over and die? Is that too much to ask for? It's like I'm running a race right here, and it would be so polite of the competitors to all just stop and let me win the race, but they're not that convenient now, are they? You know, that's just too much to ask for, and instead, absolutely everyone's on my back trying to screw me over, you know. It's as if all 11 places behind me all have a blue shell, and they're throwing me all at once just to bombard and overwhelm me. And it doesn't make me cry, not at all. You know who it does make you cry? You know, it makes you cry, because you're crying right now, not me, you. Anyway, I seem to have lost track of my marker right now, mostly because there's just so many enemies to deal with right now. Like seriously, look at all these guys, they're going nuts for me right now. Oh boy. Yeah, let's just say all that was intentional, because now that means I can hopefully harvest some things like Graze from this guy. I meant Blaze, not Graze. Graze is exactly what the name of the machine is. Or, you know, you could just run off as well. I suppose that's also what he could do. Either way, who's this guy who's after me? Plenty of watchers, it seems. Plenty of watchers that I can continue to miss. Oh, we discovered a campfire. That's convenient. I tell you what's also convenient. That charge taking down that fool right now. Nice. We have a tag team of the century right here. Me and this charge. This charge is putting in more work than me. I say that as if I'm putting in much work. Anyway, that sawtooth clearly went running, and I couldn't blame him. I mean, you know, with this charge by my side, why would anyone want to even think I'm taking on Aloy? Like, she herself is a bit of a badass, but the charger is like 10 times worse than her. Believe in me, I would take fighting that charger over fighting Aloy any day of the week. I'd be blessed in that situation. Either way, we gotta continue moving on, blazing through these guys, pretending as if they don't exist, because they don't. That's how it works. Don't exist at all. That's my ways of running things. Either way, now there's human enemies that I also don't want to deal with. Even though they are much more easier than machines, because they are made of flesh and blood and easily bleed. So one did shoot me, and now I have bled, and it's not convenient. Oh, of course, it's a corrupted machine, why wouldn't it be? And several corrupted humans too, just for good measure. Ha ha ha! No one tries to take down my man, baby. Ouch. They do hit me though, apparently, is what they do get good at. There you go, finish him off with a headshot. Get him, Charger, baby! Whoop whoop! Okay, let's loot these guys because I feel like it. Especially since now it's given me the opportunity to find some metal shards and all that jazz. And hey, what's over here? Ooh, some ancient debris. Don't mind if we do. Okay, there you go. We're near enough all fully healed up. So let's just continue on down the road. I mean, where else would I go besides the road now, right? I mean, I suppose I could climb, but you know, maybe that's asking for a little too much. Either way, I love the snowing right here, the physics engine and all that. It looks so glorious, to say the least. Like seriously, I don't think starts to even begin to describe just how great this place looks. It's so beautiful and so phenomenally detailed. Anyway, we got some medical supplies, as well as some data points scattered around here, it would seem. You know, we could play this audio, but I think that's asking a little too much out of me. Okay, then there's that guy too. I think we've already scanned that guy. We haven't scanned this guy though yet. I want to find out what his path is going to be. And then we're also going to scan this guy. Mostly because I feel like it. Yeah, let's take down the Watcher.
There, I see something.
Goodbye, Watcher. The humans are far more easier to deal with if, of course, the game wants to let me move. Ah! That's a problem. The kill leaves you really vulnerable afterwards. Especially for those guys who really want to, you know, strike you with melee. Ouch. And this guy paid off, apparently. And now we're running out of health potions. That's also what I seem to be doing. Either way, let's try to take down that dude. Hopefully, you know, with a little less fail, which means actually getting a few successful headshots in there. No, that's too much to ask. My bad. Sorry, game. Sorry that I asked for such a thing. Ouch. There you go. That finished him off. Didn't even need melee strike in the end. No, it was just kind of there for sake of being safe, I suppose. Anyway, we need medical supplies. I just murdered would have one. I won't say I murdered them though, it was more out of self-defense than anything. Well, that's metal shards, at least we can use those for arrows, which, you know, it turns out having metal shards for those is quite useful, we've learnt.
Looks like quite an enduring victory we put our foot in today.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to play the audio log because I pressed the triangle button to instead pick up the medical supplies, but you know, since the map's the same button, it appears as though the audio would play itself out anyway. This game has a will of its own, and by will of its own I mean the decision to map every single thing to the triangle button, making it the best button of the video game. No matter what game I play, the triangle button is the best button of the video game, mostly because in a lot of video games it is the skip button, especially the Scarlet franchise. You know, it's very frequently the skip button of the Scarlet franchise, and the skip button is notoriously my favourite button. Anyway, there's something tragic going on in this audio log right now, and I'm too busy ignoring it, wandering around like an absolute lunatic.
People die all the time. I'll keep going if you find something interesting.
Yeah, no time for mourning these people who I've never met before. Considering that they died hundreds of thousands of years ago, I'd hope that Aloy would never would have met them, mind you. You know, they wouldn't live up to this point, you would assume. That's kind of like how humans work. They don't, they are finite. They don't live infinitely. They aren't immortal. And that's the beauty of mortality, I suppose. But enough of trying to sound sophisticated. Let's just continue following the waymark, yeah?
How'd they ever get comfortable?
I believe this is another. I believe so correctly. Sweet. Okay, there you go. That we like to see. That we very much like to see. Okay. Wow, would you look at that? We have a door to examine, but we could just scan it from back here. There you go. Examined. Boom, baby. Just like that. So we have some power to restore. Luckily for us, there are these thingamabobs for us to be puzzling with.
Haven't seen one of these. There must be some kind of code.
Okay, so we need that one to be up. Then we need this one right here to be down. Okay, so up, down, right, left. And that is me, you know, wrong clockwise in it. There you go, that should be right. Right? Or is that wrong? That's wrong because I actually got these two mixed up. So let's, you know, correct this wrong, shall we? Boom, baby. Did it with a little less failure this time. And that is what I like to see. So we can head back now, I believe. Or, you know, we could just fall to our doom. That is the alternate, I suppose. Okay, so up, up, down, down. Very simple, that one. Reminds me of the classic cheat codes. Up, down, left, right, BA, start. Even though there was nothing to do with BAs right there, and it wasn't the same pattern whatsoever. It just reminded me of it somehow. Regardless, there's an audio log now for us to listen to.
Hey, y'all wanted to know how I remember the geotherm system reboot? Goes like this. Bird flies north in summer, east in spring, west in fall, and south in winter. Didn't expect to hear nature poetry from the lips of Mike the GT Tech now, did you? As usual, I defy expectations.
Okay, so this would in fact be north, east, west, south, but it would appear that I got the pattern the completely wrong way around. So this is where north would start, so east would be here. Therefore, even though I meant to turn this one, but the game said that I wasn't turning that one apparently, because as I said earlier, it has a mind of its own. Anyway, then we have west, followed by south. Yeah, here I am just making things far more complicated than they needed to be. Otherwise, be heading back on up here, and this time, you know, doing a little less of falling to my death. I like the sound of that much, if you were to ask me. Let's pry open this door, then without further ado, sweet, I believe this is power cell, so I want you. I mean, why would I not want you, right? You know, it's just, where's the point in passing up just plain useful technology when it stares you in the face? No one would do that, and I am not no one, so that's exactly why I'm not doing that, and I am picking up the technology whilst it's directly being, you know, stared down by me in the face, even though technology in and of itself doesn't have a face. Not that technology specifically for power cell. You know, technology can have a face to it if you decorate it like that and gave it that aesthetic, but otherwise, not so much. He does have a face, however, is me, and the technology was in it, so I grabbed it. Oh wait, this guy's coming close. I'm pretty sure I have the ability to stealth kill leaders, so this guy should be no problem whatsoever. As long as I kill him without him seeing me, that is. You know, otherwise that kind of ruins the point of a stealth kill now, don't it? Goodbye! Ooh, that was a nice and easy one. I almost feel sorry for how easily this guy went down. And he gave me a health potion too. Thank you, game. I'm going to use that. Either way, it's time for me to continue
Get it while I can.
sneaking. Apparently something saw me. Apparently, anyway. Okay, let's get that guy. We might have been spotted, but we took down a big guy at least, and that's what matters. Oh boy, speaking of big guys, hi there, fella. Damn, I missed. That was a big ouch. This whole thing is just big ouch, apparently. Okay, there goes that guy's component. These are very tight corners. It makes things very difficult from here. Let's just fully heal ourselves up, and then hurry up and get through this bloody window and grab the death gun already. In case you guys don't know, I very much like death gun. Yes, death gun! That was very fun. I like death gun. Death gun was very enjoyable. I haven't killed everyone yet, but I've killed most people with a death gun that brings death. I mean, that's literally in the name and all that. Death gun for the win! Oh, I love me death gun. Oh yes, death gun. Whoa. Oh no, death gun is out. Get him. Get him without the death gun. Yes, didn't even need no death gun for that guy, but still the death gun. Very much fun. I love death gun. I don't think I can emphasize that enough, truly. I was for death gun in right now. Death gun! Someone make a little song out of that. I mean, I would, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save your ears
Not
the
too much
tyranny of
already.
my singing skill, or should I say lack thereof. Because, man, I cannot sing for shit. Oh boy, neither can I climb apparently, because I almost killed myself. And by killed myself, I mean Aloy. Either way. There you go, that's much better platforming. You know, a little less death this time around, you could go as far to say. Yeah, normally you grab onto that, but apparently there was enough square pixels for me to just stand on it instead. So, you know, whatever way works here, Aloy. Okay, there you go, sweet. So yeah, that, my friends, is why you always take down the guy with a death gun first, because then you get a death gun that you get to twist and mortally hurt your enemies and their feelings too, because they think death gun is theirs. And next thing you know, you're turning it in on them, blowing out their own guts with their own weaponry. It's brilliant, is what it is. Fucking brilliant. I've waited in here, so let's scan him. Not that I need to, I just feel like it. No other reason. Okay, there you go. That's enough scanning though. Say story? Pfft, who wants that? We're not bothered about that. So enough of a story. Let's head in here. Oh wait, this is story. My bad. Let's check out the story then as we activate the hologram thingamabob and use the console. What do you think I'm doing, game? I'm playing this on my PlayStation 4. It's not like my PC is powerful enough to play this game. It actually isn't. The graphics card isn't powerful enough. Like, in terms of performance, my PC could play this
Why would I think that?
game
During
well
eclipses,
enough, it would
the shadow
perform
cast on
well.
the moon is curved.
But in terms of its looks,
So
you
will this
know,
globe.
my laptop doesn't even have a graphics card, let alone one good enough to run the complex physics engine of this
Discuss
game.
this another time. Back to the matter at hand.
The Faro robots were spreading across
But I
the
can
world.
use my console on the other hand,
Everything
specifically
up.
my PlayStation 4 console, to play this game on my PlayStation 4 that's
Elizabeth
for the
stopped them
PlayStation
before it was
4.
too late. But how?
That's a good question, an Aloy tier question you can go as far to say, and I love me a good Aloy tier question as much as the next guy. Either way, we now have more things to be discovering, as well as this supply crate over here. Yes, please, my friend. Let's go. Oh, and I think these are some medical supplies too, so that's better than we don't mind if we do right here.
The trail.
Okay, sweet. We might have got overwhelmed beforehand, but you know, you never truly are overwhelmed when there's a death gun around. Which I can now see why, you know, a lack of a graphics card will make this very difficult to run right now. Like, seriously, do you think graphics like these come easy? No, no you don't. My laptop could barely play Among Us, let alone Horizon Zero Dawn. That's purely because I got a laptop that's good for editing, and editing stuff isn't necessarily good for gaming. Because I have a good processing unit, not a good graphics card, because you don't need graphics cards for editing, you need processing units. That's why I, of course, focused on the processing unit and get a better one of those rather than a better graphics card. That's just one big death gun. Can I kill it and then use a death gun against my enemies? That sounds really satisfying, actually. If only you could corrupt a death gun, or more specifically a Deathbringer. Okay, so we got to not only take down that, but also the Eclipse troops. And I don't know why it's saying for me to kill the Deathbringer. It's more like destroy it, because it's a machine, it's mechanical, it's not biological, therefore it can't be killed. It doesn't have life to begin with. All it has is coding, machine stuff. I call bullshit, you didn't see that. You saw nothing. Apparently it did see me, and now I'm very upset because its explosions are really hurting me. Myself up before I die. There you go, let's get that guy dealt with. Okay, here comes this guy. As well as the death gun guy, because apparently explosions and humans with spears isn't enough. Okay, that didn't quite hit him. This will though. Boom! Told you so. Okay, there are some medical supplies. Sweet. Okay, apparently that didn't... Oh boy, I'm out of ammo. That's not good. Luckily I have plenty of metal shards to spare now, unlike the several situations we found ourselves in earlier in the game. Boom! Okay, those are components we want to remove. Then we also want to, you know, remove this guy from existence too while we're at it. There you go. Nice little headshot. That was totally intended. Okay, now all we've got to do is survive rains of fire and, you know, missiles. How hard could it be? Okay, go on. Expose yourself. Or not. You know, you do you. Woo! Don't know how I avoided that one right there. Not that moaning, mind you. Okay, here you go. His legs are exposed. That's what we want. Just hit the orange things and hope for the best. Okay, now I've got to, you know, survive several more missile fire rain thingamabobs. Luckily for us, that's what we have debris for. Oh boy, debris. Yes, thank you, debris. You're really helping me out here. Oh boy. Somehow those blasts didn't hit me, not down moaning, mind you. Or those ones. Ouch. There you go. There you go, some more. And some more. Okay, sweet. Remove the component. Yeah, just slow and steady wins the race with this guy, apparently. One of him against one Aloy, you know, my money's definitely on Aloy for this one. Specifically Aloy, not me. Like, my gaming skills, you know, are definitely being put to the test right now. And do I trust myself? No, but I trust Aloy. If I could drop the control and just let her play by herself, then I would definitely do that, because no doubt she'd be a badass. Oh! Ouch. That one was big ouch, which is why I said ouch. Now that I think about it. There you go, that's what we wanted. Okay, more orange things to shoot, that's what we like to see. Boom. Oh no, no more orange thingies, but I like the orange thingies. I specifically like shooting them. That was very much fun. Oh boy, me no matter where I am. They have big hitbox, you could even go as far to say. Anyway, orange thingies that I missed, apparently. I want to hit the orange things in peace, is that too much to ask for? Yes it is, of course it is. Why would I even ask? Very foolish of me. Okay, somehow that missed. Whatever game, you do you, I suppose. Okay, watch out for missiles again. That really love hitting me, it's like they're attracted to me or something. Oh boy, big gun, big laser thingy. Where's the Deathbringer gun when you need it? You know, could I not have just brought that massive death gun with me? That would have been convenient. Death gun against the Deathbringer. Ouch, that was painful. Okay, let's craft some more arrows. There you go. And be more successful in shooting this guy too while we're at it. Ouch, ouch. Oh boy, more lasers. This guy lives for lasers. Actually no, they aren't lasers, they're bullets, so if I'm going to say it, I should say it correctly at least now, surely, right? Okay, now what's he doing? Oh, he's exposing his leggy things. Oh boy, that was big depressing, that's what it was. Ooh, orange thingies. I want to shoot the orange thingies. Yes please, orange thingies. Die. Die orange thingies. They're not dying, I don't like it. Why don't they just die? Ouch, not me. Oh, there you go, they're dead. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we wanted to see right there. Okay, let's heal ourselves up and then loot the big guy. Okay, sweet. Got him. Okay, now we're gonna go around and loot all the soldiers as well. I want some health potions. Oh, you know, I suppose that will also do, because then I can sell that for some metal shards and get some health potions. Okay, there you go. Plenty of supplies around here, including that of a medical variation. It might be do as per the norm. Okay, sweet. Where are other corpse for me to loot? Okay, there's one over there. Yeah, luckily for us, the focus can bring attention to it, and then there's also some guy over here as well while we're at it. That's just some metal shards there, quite worthless if you were to ask me. I don't much appreciate the lack of stuff that you left me with in your death. You know, if you're gonna die, at least have something valuable in your pockets, like a treasure box, I suppose. That'll do. Anyway, let's get out of here. You know, continue to search for war room, as the Grave Horde objective would have it. Boom, there goes the door, baby. Okay, what else do we have through here? More waypoint. Can't go wrong with a good waypoint. So, now we have a holo projector to be bringing up here. Sweet. And a massive supply crate. Oh, yes, please. Oh, give me all them sweet, sweet babies. Oh, look at all them. Oh, yes.
Dr. Sobek has made the situation very
Now
clear,
that
General,
put a
and
smile
if
on my
option,
face.
We should all be thanking her.
Oh, it's just... I mean, my God. Maybe take this discussion offline.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now, Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on. If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this... we'd be throwing
This game has done the impossible.
Commanders,
It has had
the
such a
enemy
gripping
were
story
facing
that it
self-replicating
had me
systems
speechless
that
for a
can
few
kill it.
seconds right now.
And it
And only
eats
the very
biomass
greatest
as
of
fuel.
stories can pull that off. If this isn't convincing you of how great this story is, I don't know what will. So for those of you who still haven't played this game yet, just play it already. You haven't lived until you play this game, honestly, it's amazing. This is one of the games that you must play before you die.
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn. The top secret super weapons program that will save us. So long
Yeah,
as
it's not really
humanity
much of a
holds up the
weapon.
sword long
Ooh, but we
enough
have
for
that to find out
Sobek and
later.
her team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for
I don't know,
Operation
maybe
Enduring
if this
Victory.
Pharaoh plague didn't exist in the first place, then they'd probably be in a whole lot more better of a situation right now, so maybe they should just invent a time machine, go back and ensure that that never happened. Then again, if that never happened, then there never would have been a reason in the future for them to need to build a time machine, so then they never would have gone back in time. Because they never would have learnt to have done so, because they never would have had the reason, because the Pharaoh plague no longer existed, so therefore it would exist again, because they never went back in time, because the time machine was never invented, and therefore it's just constant loop of the Pharaoh plague being invented, the time machine being invented because of it, going back to stop the Pharaoh plague, and then the time machine because of that not being invented, because there's no need for it to be invented, and therefore the Pharaoh plague exists again, so that then the time machine can be created in this constant time loop.
What is that?
That's a grandfather paradox if I ever have seen one. Anyway, I have stuff to climb now, so let's get to it.
Glad to be rid of that place. Now I just need to find the orbital launch base they talked about.
I've checked my data and located the base. That's the good news.
That is
And the
pretty good
bad?
news.
It's directly underneath the citadel. The palace at Sunfall.
The capital of the Shadow Carja. Not exactly convenient.
Never mind, that's not good news anymore. I don't like this news. This news has suddenly became very not much I like news. Not muchy at all.
This time, the entire Shadow Carja military will be after you.
So disable their focuses. You've done it before.
It's not that simple. Too many focuses in one place, each of them communicating with each other and back to Hades, a whole network of them.
Well, that's not incredibly
What's that?
convenient.
Imagine a vast, invisible web stretched across the land from end to end, connecting focuses together, allowing them to communicate over vast distances instantaneously.
Imagine that. They just explained the internet in this
So,
video
is there
game.
some way to cut the web
Huh.
down?
Sure, it's a convenient thing that the internet exists, otherwise you guys wouldn't be able to have seen this streaming on whatever device you're watching this on, because without the internet, how am I supposed to upload to YouTube? I don't. That's the simple, you know, the simple resolution to that problem. If you can't do something, then just don't do it, because you can't do it.
What was Zero Dawn?
And so therefore it won't be done by you. So just don't. Either way, enough of my crazy words of wisdom. I called him crazy because they're terrible. Let's get out of here. Man, this is fun. Until I die. Like that. Yeah, I never can seem to get onto the second zip line there. I die there like every time. I don't know how I manage it, I just do. You'd think I'd learn from my mistakes, but that's just too much to ask for. And now, just like that, I have another death with a death counter because I'm just incredibly skilled, you know. Only the most skillful of players can die there. If you're bad at a video game, then you don't die. That's what being bad at a video game looks like. Okay, hopefully it's time for the last failure.
Oh, this should be quite the ride.
Yep, it's quite right indeed. Here, Aloy. Okay, so this time let's actually see if I can find the next zip line. There it is. Found it.
I'd do that again if it weren't so much work to get back up there.
Yeah, true that. If only they had like some sort of teleporting device that allowed me to teleport up to the top and do the zip line all over again. But man, it is quite the hassle to get up there, which is why I'm glad I got the power cell, so I have no need to get up there ever again. Either way, let's call upon this mount, and let's also, whilst we're at it, check on our quests. So we have you into the Borderlands. Yeah, let's activate that, and then also, whilst we're at it, boom, fast travel. You know, I could have waited for my mount, but I didn't. I couldn't be bothered, so that's just exactly what happened. I didn't wait for him out. I just fast travelled. Got it over, said and done with already. Yes, thanks for the excellent advice that I'm 100% going to be taking to heart there, Mr. Loading Screen person. I don't know why the loading screen has became a Mr. You know, last time I checked we don't assign genders to loading screens because loading screens could be whatever the fuck they want to be, but still, just for the sake of convenience, ease, and nicknaming this here thing, it's a Mr. Loading Screen giving me advice that I'm not going to listen to all the same. Man, that was quite a sentence that I never thought would come out of my mouth, and yet here I am, having this sentence just flee from my mouth as I speak it. That's kind of like how speaking sentences works and everything. Regardless, we're just going to wait for this loading screen to continue on, continuing on. Yeah, and then we can continue with our next mainline quest already. Yeah, I'm making some progress this session, that's for sure. But man, I'm pumped to continue playing this game some more.
Rebels in some fall to a standstill.
Oh, so this is a conversation that I'm opened up with, apparently, getting straight into Meridian as I trade with this here merchant. So, let's see what resources and all that we can sell. We want to go to the selling portion, that's what we want to do. Okay. So most of these are literally just trading with merchants or selling of metal shards. I already have all of the weapons and the gear that I need for the most part, but we're still going to hold on to the draw heart because that's no doubt going to become very valuable. But stuff that's got the sole purpose of selling for metal shards, we might as well just sell them already. You know, what else am I going to use them for if their one and only purpose is selling for metal shards? So yeah, let's get rid of you too while we're at it. Yeah, you as well. You as well. Crystal Braden will hold on to that. Get rid of you though. Lance Horn, you're not hard to come by. Most of these aren't really hard to come by, so we're just going to get rid of all of these for now. Gotta hold on to the fish skin though. Guess there goes all that. Same for Scrapper Heart, they aren't hard to come by. For Watcher Heart, definitely isn't hard to come by. I could go and get another one of those if I felt like it right now. Okay, there you go, get rid of that. Okay, so we want to hold on to the lens as well, especially for more valuable stuff like the front door over here. Behemoth. Okay, that we can get rid of both of them. I mean, Deathbringer lens. Definitely want to hold on to that. Okay, sweet.